Hey guys, this is Live It, Love It, Be It with Ayana Abakah. Hey, y'all. I know it's been a few weeks since we did our last podcast. I think I took a little unintentional break and then life got busy and doing all of the things. If you follow me on Instagram, you see, different things that I do share. It's been busy. But a couple of podcasts before, I talked about mothering gracefully. It ain't all rainbows. So I wanted to make mothering gracefully like a little series, a part of the podcast. So we're going to talk about mothering gracefully again. Today we're going to talk about the age gap. The age gap. I am literally going through the trenches when it comes to my kids and their age gap right now. And it's quite interesting. And I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to share my experiences, and I also wanted to share how I'm dealing with it. When I started not even having children, but when I was believing God for children, I was like, man, it would be so awesome if I had twins. Because I've always just wanted two kids. If I had twins, man, I have a twin and we're done. Or if I have two, it'll be back to back. And unfortunately for us, that was the plan. However, when Haven was a year and I got pregnant, I had a miscarriage, and it was interesting. It was interesting to navigate, and just even like wanting to go through the process again, because you were believing God for a child, and for years for a child. I had Haven, and then you're like, oh, okay, Lord, we did it, we got it, yes. And then you sit there and you have a miscarriage. And you're like, wait, I thought it was going to be easy after the first one, because we've been through all the obstacles. I changed my diet. We were trusting you. Well, of course, we still trust you, but we were trusting you in that moment and all of that, and listening and all of that. And I've been doing what I need to do. Thought it was going to be easy. And then, nope, it wasn't. But then in the midst of the pandemic, literally, pandemic started, February, March? That summer, we were, sheltering in place in so many ways, and we got pregnant. I remember I was doing 75 Hard, and which is a fitness program or whatever, and we were like, we ain't got nothing else to do. I mean, like, we literally can't go nowhere, so might as well do 75 Hard. And 30 days in, I was feeling extremely sick and decided to take a pregnancy test, and I realized I was pregnant with Nova. So yeah, got pregnant in 2020, had Nova March 2021, and the rest is history. But my girls have a 3-year age gap, and that 3-year age gap in the beginning was pretty easy. And I say it like that because Haven at the time, she was 3. Nova was just born. Like, Haven had just turned 3. Yeah, Haven had just turned 3. Nova was born like a month later. She was supposed to be born in April, but she came 5 weeks early, 4 or 5 weeks early. And, it was sort of easy. One, because my husband was working from home. And then with Haven being 3, she was already potty trained. Like, we potty trained her in the pandemic, which was amazing. Like, she was easy. Like, yeah, she was easy. And then with Nova being a baby, it was just, now, mind you, infancy with Nova and Haven were totally different, because Nova, like, literally cried all the time. Like, all the time. For every little inconvenience, she cried. She still does that. And it's like, wait a minute, like, what are we doing here? But I just had to navigate, the newborn phase and whatnot with Nova. And Haven, she was at a place of a little bit of independence. Like, at 3, you're thinking, oh wow, you're a little too independent, but she just I don't know, just I guess maybe with her being the only child for 3 years, it was like, she kind of adapted to doing things herself or alone, like whatever. So, you know, so yeah, we would navigate things a certain way when Nova was a baby, and then when Haven was 3. And as they got older, things started, I feel like everything was moving in a certain motion until Nova turned 3. So now, fast forward, we have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. We have a 3-year-old that is very vocal, extremely vocal, has a very extensive vocabulary that sometimes I'm like, where did you get that from? How are you using the context of that in the right way? I'm blown away, but I'm like, I guess pat myself on the shoulder, on the back, because I guess I'm doing a great job, praise God. But in that, she's very vocal, very opinionated, very big emotions still. And then I have this 6-year-old where I am seeing a new world with 6. Like, Haven is not a little kid anymore. Like, she's in that middle phase of it's if like, especially parents who've been through that, or if you're in that right now, like 6 is like, wow, like I got a little lady on my hands, and we have like cool conversations, and we're exploring life differently, and it's enjoyable. I'm really enjoying it. But it's like you're trying to navigate that and enjoy that. And then you're trying to help a 3-year-old navigate their emotions and figure out life, because they're doing so many things the first time. So, and then trying not to, this is another thing like that I'm constantly having to talk to Haven about, is she is big sis, but then she tries to be mom. And I'm like, hey, in this household, we're not doing that. Like, you are big sis, and that's it. I'm mom. You're big sis, and I just want you to be big sis. I'm not giving you the responsibility of being a second mother or anything like that. I want you to be a sister. I want you to be my daughter. I want you to just live your life as a kid. All right? Enjoy this. Enjoy childhood. Enjoy it to the fullest. But then in the midst of that, you have your 3-year-old who's trying to follow big sis, and well, if she could do it, I could do it, and I could do it better. And it's like, wait a minute, actually you can't. You're 3. You just got fully potty trained yesterday, like literally. That is one of the things that we've been navigating in this whole process, is like the most difficult thing was potty training. We started at 2. I quit because it was so hard, because like I said, very opinionated, very much I want to do things my way, how I want to do it. I don't care what you think, blah, blah, blah. Like, it got to the point where she said to us a couple of months ago, she was like, I don't want to be a big girl. I'm a baby. I don't want pull-up. I don't want panties. I just want to stay in pull-ups. And we were like, literally, y'all, that's what she said to us. And we were like, are you serious? Like, are you serious right now? So it was so much resistance. It was so much resistance because she understood. Like, listen, if I get in them panties, that means y'all going to be looking at me as older. And I want to be looked at as older, just not in that area for whatever reason. So it's just been, it's been very interesting. It's been a very interesting journey. And for me, I'll say it's even more interesting because I'm home with them all day, every day, literally, from, let's see, 7:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. That's the latest my husband will come home. I'm with them. We are doing homeschool. We don't like, they did gymnastics. It was a lot to try to like go out with them sometimes. So we be in the house a lot, but then we try to do certain things and all of that. But when I tell you with the potty training for a minute, I was like, you just gonna sit here. Cause yeah, I don't have time for you. Like the last time we were at gymnastics and we were waiting for Haven, and Nova pooped. And just imagine trying to change a 3-year-old on a changing pad in a bathroom. And she's technically too big for it. And right then and there, I was like, hey, we got to get this together. Like, you got to get it together. Like, I need you to work with me because I know you know, because you have articulated so well as to why you don't want to do this. And you have said it to more than one person. You said it to me. You said it to your daddy. You said it to your grandparents. And I'm like, hey, we can't do this no more. But, it's just me. It's just me. Now, when my husband comes home, like, we have an amazing parenting relationship where when he comes home, it's like, tag your man, you in, I'm out. Like, I will go and I will retreat to the bedroom. I will come in the office. I will just do little things. I will do nothing at all. Or I will leave the house if I choose to run the last minute errands, especially in the summertime. The sun don't go down to 9:00, So it's like I can do different things if I choose. And then on the weekends, it's like, tag team, but also giving me the opportunity to have my space as well. But ultimately, it's me. And trying to navigate that has been such an interesting journey, especially as someone who this wasn't the plan. I'll be completely vulnerable and honest. It wasn't the original plan in my head. We were gonna do the stay-at-home mom thing for a couple of years, and then they were gonna go to school. But we decided to do something different and make certain life changes, which I don't regret. I love the fact that I'm able to homeschool them and I have the resources, and God is blessing us to do that. However, it ain't easy, because when you are that person, you're the teacher, you're the mom, you're the cook, you're the everything, it can be very taxing. And that is where you have to really trust God. You have to trust God to show you, like with this age gap in particular, and having a very opinionated 3-year-old and 6-year-old, because she's great, but she can talk too. So I got two girls at my ear and telling me what they do and don't want to do every single day. And it's like, okay, God, show me the wisdom on how to parent gracefully, not be a dictator, not lose myself in the process, and, just really enjoy the journey. And when I tell you, I'm constantly talking to God, especially in my frustrating moments. I'm talking to God. I'm asking him, okay, Lord, show me how to do this. And when I tell you, the wisdom instantly kicks in. So whoever's listening to this, girl or guy, you got it. Like, you got it. I said all that and I shared all the little insight to just get to the place of telling you, like, hey, it's hard, but when you trust God and you really talk to him and you're like, show me, Father, how to do this, because I ain't never did this before. I ain't never been a parent before this. And my parents parented differently, and they parented how they could parent in the moment. Sylvester's parents as well. So it's like, everybody's parenting style is different. And it's like, I don't know how to do this on my own. So Lord, I need you. And when I tell you, day in, day out, God is just showing up and showing me so much wisdom, so much insight on how to raise up these beautiful girls that He has blessed me with. Listen, listen. The age gap is interesting, but His wisdom is even greater in all to show me how to communicate to a 3-year-old. Like I sit back and I think and I listen back at the different things I say to her or how I approach a situation. And when I tell you, it is like, okay, that is all God, like literally all God. Because like how I said, like you just fully potty trained yesterday. Like as I'm recording this podcast, we had our breakthrough last week. Like literally we had our breakthrough last week. I don't know how next week is going to go, but I'm trusting God that it's going to still go amazing. We had our breakthrough last week, and I just was having like little conversations with her. Sometimes, especially the way we were raised, it's like you don't have no conversation with no little kid. No, yes, you do, because they're still a person, and that she still understands. So having little conversations with her, encouraging her, esteeming her, like letting her know that, hey, it's okay. Now, you're still my daughter, you're still my little girl, you're still my baby, but you do have to grow up in that area. One of the things that at our church, if you're not fully potty trained to elevate or go up to the next class, you can't come into children's ministry. And I completely understand. I agree. So for maybe a good 3 weeks, homegirl, because she had to transition out of the other class into the new class, she couldn't go. And she kept seeing her sister, no, more than 3 weeks. She kept seeing her sister get dropped off to her class, and she had to go with us to the big church, and she was upset. She was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go with y'all. I don't want to. And I kept having those conversations with her. It's like, hey, if you have to go to the potty in order for you to enjoy these different experiences. And this past Sunday, she went. And when she did amazing. And she had such a good time. She was in the back of the car. Like, she leaned back after church and she was like, whew, because she got to play with friends her age. That's another thing, is getting community for the children in their age groups. So I especially, love that they're able to, with gymnastics, and then we're starting swimming soon, especially being homeschool kids, honestly, you got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old that's hanging out with each other all the time. But sometimes they want to hang out with their age groups. And for Nova to go and hang out with her age group and just really see, like, my husband said that he was checking her in to the class, and at first she was kind of like, she didn't want to go. And it was like, wait, do they got toys in there? And the teacher was like, yeah, we got toys. So she peeked in, she looked, she's like, she had this look like, yeah, I'm about to have some fun. And she ran up in the classroom. And that's all God. That's all God. That's all God's wisdom of during the course of the week, just really dropping, words of encouragement to her, praying with her. Pray with your kids, y'all. Pray with your kids. Pray for your kids. Praying with her, encouraging her, esteeming her, letting her know that it's okay. And fast forward to Sunday, she got it. And in that same process, doing the same thing with the 6-year-old, doing the same thing with every age group that you have. We have to get to a place, if you're not there yet, of, listen, I can't do this by myself. I don't know how to do this. Every age will be a first time for me. When Haven turns 7, when Haven turns 8, 16, 21, every age will be a first time for me. And I am like, God, I don't know anything without you. I have to trust you in everything. I have to trust you on how to talk to her at 6, and I have to trust you on how to talk to and parent her at 16. So, yeah, seek God in everything. Seek God in everything, and talk to him and everything. Because I know for me also, I'm seeking God when it comes to community. I'm seeking God when it comes to opening myself up to even more community and moms who have like-minded not like-minded parenting styles, but they believe in God, they trust God, they pray for their kids, they're in the word, so we're speaking the same language. So I'm praying about that. I'm seeing different ways where I can get involved concerning that and opening myself up to more community, because I'm not by myself. I'm not doing this by myself. There are other moms out there who are also living and navigating this life, who are stay-at-home moms, who are homeschool moms, who aren't, but we can still relate in so many ways, because let's say we have kids the same age, or we're girl moms, or we have, one parent might have a girl, but, then they have boys. I'm open. I'm open, and I'm just trusting God in this life, because I'm like, I can't do it by myself. There's wisdom in the multitude. There's wisdom in praying with him and him speaking to me every single day. There's wisdom, of course, when you get in your word. There's wisdom in so many things. So I encourage even who's ever listening to open up to that community. Because parent life, motherhood ain't easy, but together we can literally walk and navigate this life and share things, share experiences, talk about things. That's why this podcast is so important to me, and even this topic is important to me, because I'm like, listen, I want to talk, I want to share. It's not easy, but it's okay. Trust God, because he will make it so much easier and make it so plain for you. It doesn't have to be as hard as we put it in our minds. So, yeah. Yeah, seek God in everything, y'all. Seek God in everything. I put this in my notes. Life can be difficult, but in him there's peace, there's clarity, and there's grace. Life can be difficult, but in him there's peace, there's clarity, and there's grace. And I'm just thankful for God's grace when it comes to parenting, when it comes to this age gap, when it comes to navigating them getting older, because that's another thing. My babies are getting older. They're not babies anymore. We're done. We're done having children, and I am at complete peace with that. And then we ain't got no other choice anyway, because if you knew, if you know, you know. But yeah, I pray that this podcast really blessed you. If you're listening, and reach out. Got questions? Reach out. You can email me at hello@ayanaabakah.com. Don't forget to follow me on LLB every day at I am Ayana Abakah. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to YouTube. Especially if you're a mom, let's talk, girl. If you're in the Atlanta area, hey, I'm out. I'm not promising, but maybe one day we could do a little something. Maybe I'll put something together. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to y'all again soon.